You know, you can make a walking stick out of a cow dick. Have you ever seen? You can find them in pet shops, even in Berkeley. They're all over the place. And I thought, well, if you can do that with a cow dick, what about a polar bear dick? You know, that's amazing. I'm Gina Parley. The Parley is short for Parla Vecchio, which means ancient talker. Speak to the ancient ones. So I figure we were bullshitting a lot of years. The story of the bear is the fella comes in here. He owed a bar tab, a pretty extensive one. And the bear was in a private residence in Danville, and he traded that in lieu of the bar tab. And he came in one day with people and he's bragging about, yeah, he shot it and stuff. And then he said it was asleep. And I thought, well, I guess you wouldn't want to walk up on it and wake it up, you know. Well, no, he shot it from a plane. Big hunter. Yeah, so I kind of just give it homage, although I did paint its dicky do. So I went in there, there's a little trap door, and I went in there, and somebody got it years ago, I guess. But while I was in there, I spray painted his dicky do with glow-in-the-dark spray paint. So if you put a black light there, he lights up. You know? I know it's sacrilegious, I feel bad in a way, but in the other way, I gave him back his manhood. So. In the 60s, Bill Rich, whose picture's on the wall over there, he came to town. He was a Coors delivery driver, a gay man, old school. And Coors hated gays, totally against the gay. And he didn't care. He didn't tell anybody his business. He would do hunting trips and fishing trips. He was the old school, you know, a man's man, so to speak. Bill came into town and he bought this place and the place next door. I've heard two different stories. One was $8,000 a piece and one was both for $8,000. And then he just ended up buying the town. Juanita Munson was said to have been a prostitute for Sally Stanford, who was the ex-mayor of Sausalito. She was known for her quirkiness. She would cuss you out. She would never wear a bra and big moo-moos, and she'd put her boobs behind businessmen's. They'd sit here, you know, like at the table, and she'd just come behind them and put her boobs right here and just totally freak everybody out. And she always had animals walking around, and albinos were her thing. Albino foxes, albino chickens. She loved a good cock now and again. In more ways than one. And so when she passed, we had pornioke. And because she wore a moo-moo and no bra, and so we stuffed pantyhose and we wore moo-moos. And that way it looked like our big hanging boobs, you know. Even the mayor, he wore a moo-moo and the pantyhose boobs as a tribute to Juanita Munson. Bikers have always just kind of used it as a destination because it's pretty, it's a nice ride, you know. But when he opened this up in the 60s, that's when they started coming. They never had any clue that he was gay, and his partner, Dick, was high up in the J.C. Penney company, and he had been married with a wife and children and the whole bit. And anyway, long story short, when Bill and he got together, it took a while, but everybody was cordial. The families got together, you know. But it's magical. It's a magical little town, and people get along. And if they don't get along, if somebody else says something about them, you're going to be turned against. A tail?
Yeah.
You mean like a tail? Like a tail? Did somebody tell you about my tail? I used to moon people all the time until one day, because Bill Rich used to encourage me. I'll shoot him a moon, and I just, you know. And then somebody took a picture one day of it. And years ago, I had my tailbone broken, so it sticks out like a tail. And the picture showed it. I have never mooned since. It's weird. It's like, you know, it's not like a scab or anything, but because it sticks out, it rubs, and it's like a little grayish area. It's ugly as hell. And somebody let me show that. Bad enough my ass is flat, and I have a tail. Is that the kind of tail you... or a T-A-L-E? I show the guys my eyes. I go like this, like do 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 do. See that? So then I said, now see this? Da, 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 da. And I said, think about it. Ruff. Ruff. It's what you can't see that gets you excited.